In this video, I'm going to show some examples of finding the area of a triangle. To find the area of a triangle, you're going to use the formula: the area of a triangle equals the base times the height divided by 2, or you can think of that as half times the base times the height. And the reason for this formula is that any triangle I can trace the triangle. I'm going to do my best to trace this one right here, right on the lines. I can then duplicate that triangle, and then I'm going to rotate it around to this side. And you can see, once I match it up on this side, that I've now formed a parallelogram out of my two triangles. And you can try this exercise yourself with all kinds of triangles, but it will work with any type of triangle. You can always duplicate your triangle and then rotate it around so that you can form a parallelogram from your two triangles. So that tells us that a triangle's area is always half of the area of the parallelogram that's formed by the two triangles. Now, if we know that we can find the area of a parallelogram by multiplying its base times its height, we then know that the triangle's area is half of that. In problem 1, the base of the triangle is 24 yards and its height is 5 yards. Now be careful that this 8 right here and this 18 right here, they're trying to distract you. You do not even need those numbers to find the area of a triangle. The height is always going to be perpendicular to the base, so whichever side of the triangle you decide is the base, your height must be perpendicular to that. And if you think about how you measure your own height, when you measure your own height, you stand up very straight, maybe against a wall, and then somebody measures you. You make sure that you are perpendicular to the ground. You don't lean up against the wall. Well, it's the same thing with the height of a triangle. We want the height being perpendicular, standing up straight, perpendicular to the base. To finish this problem, we're going to do 24 times 5 and then divide that by 2. 24 times 5 is 120, and then 120 divided by 2 is 60. Because this is area, we're going to use square units, so this will be 60 square yards. Because multiplication is associative, we could have done 1/2 times 24 and gotten 12 and then multiplied by 5, which would have gotten us 60 as well. On question 2, this is going to be our base, the 18, because this right here is the height, and we know that it's the height because it is perpendicular to the base. Notice that the base has been extended slightly right down here because this is an obtuse triangle. It's been extended slightly just so that we can measure the actual height as perpendicular to the base. So we're going to do 18 times 8 and then divide that by 2, or 1/2 times 18 times 8. In this problem, I think this one is probably easier to do. Half of 18 is 9, and then 9 times 8 is 72 square units. In this case, the units are feet, so it'll be 72 square feet. Question 3, what's the area of a triangle with a base of 38 centimeters and a height of 35 centimeters? So we're going to do half times the base times the height, or the base times the height divided by 2. I'm going to go ahead and do this part because I know half of 38 is 19, and then I just need to do 19 times 35. Let's see, this is 27 and 5. Looks like it's going to be 665, and this will be square units, and our units were centimeters, so square centimeters, which is D. In our last problem, the area of a triangle with a base of 18 and a height of 35. We're going to do half times the base times the height, or the base times the height divided by 2. I'm going to do half of 18, which is 9, and then 9 times 35, or 35 times 9. Let's see, this would be 315, so this would be 315 square units. Our units were yards, so 315 square yards.